Hello, beloved. It's me, James, and today is our day to talk about something, whatever topic seems to come up. And so, before I get to the topic, I want to say to you something that I think is very important for you to hear, particularly if you're not hearing it often enough in your own life, and that is you are infinitely precious and unconditionally loved for the gift you already are. You are a gift. And in this season of gift giving, remember that you are a gift. When you show up as yourself, who you are is truly a gift. So, as I was pondering this season that we're entering into and all the preparations that go into it, here in the United States, last night we decorated an evergreen tree in my living room with lights and sentimental ornaments that have come to us over the years with pictures of family and that were given to us that have special meaning to us. And that was good to remind us of our sense of connection to one another. One of the things that I know people, some people anyway, get very excited about at Christmas time is seeing small children and the wonder with which they hold this season. Wonder. And something seems to happen to us as we grow up into an adult. And as we become adults, oftentimes wonder seems to be one of the casualties of adulting, of becoming an adult. We lose track of the real gift and wonder that being alive is, that having moments with people we care about really is. And so I thought I would take just a moment to talk a little bit about cultivating in your life and mine a sense of wonder. As I was thinking about wonder, what's most interesting is I had been thinking about wonder a bit before the beginning of November, when my wife and I journeyed out to New Mexico in the United States, which is, in my mind, a very thin place, a place where, I don't know, spirit seems especially close. That high desert in Albuquerque and taking hikes among the various petroglyphs and just kind of catching a glimpse and thinking, for instance, some of the petroglyphs we saw were over 700 years old and that they were placed there by indigenous peoples as symbols, reminders, perhaps religious connection to the earth, lots of different symbols that were there, and reminders of their connection to the earth. And I think for us, cultivating wonder is getting back in touch with our earthliness, the fact that we are not separate from the planet. Somewhere back, particularly since the Enlightenment, human beings began to think of themselves as something other than the planet on which we live. The grass and the trees are all something that our job is just to cut or prune or occasionally to look at, but they exist for us as opposed to existing with us. One of the things you'll notice recently, if you've been watching our Sunday morning stream, particularly if you come in before the noon hour, I've been recording outside sounds and images of trees and the like that we just play for the 5 minutes before worship, and all the sounds that come with that, to try to remember our connection, our grounding. Sometimes what we hear is birds singing, crickets chirping, hear the wind in the leaves. There are less leaves now for there to be wind in here in the Northern Hemisphere. But those sounds connect us back to nature. So I want to encourage us to do the things. I sit outside. I take walks in nature. I've recultivated um, that discipline of going outside and taking a walk in a nearby nature center. Now, maybe you can't go outside. Maybe you can't walk. Maybe you can just gaze out a window and watch the trees and the leaves as they dance when there's a little gust of wind, when there's a breeze to catch, you can catch sight of. Perhaps, as in our neighborhood, periodically, we live in the suburbs of Washington, D.C., but periodically we see deer. The other day was a buck out for a little walk across our neighbor's lawn. Sometimes it is does with their fawns. At night in the spring and in the fall when we open our windows, some of the foxes in the neighborhood let us know that they're around with their sounds. We hear the crickets. So just listen, slow down. And, nature includes human beings. So if one of the things you do in this season is to go to malls or shopping stores or wherever it is, if there are benches, I encourage you to just sit down. Close your eyes for a moment. Just listen to all the sounds. The sounds of people talking, the sounds of traffic going by. Perhaps you'll hear birds. In a lot of big places, there are birds in the midst of things. But get back in touch with the wonder that we had as children. It was amazing to see a hill of ants, and now they're just in the middle of our lawn, so we've got to get rid of them. Get rid of them. Why? They're doing their job. They're protecting the planet. Bees providing us with honey and almost all the food we get, which they pollinate, the pollinators. Just listen. I love in the springtime when I hear the bumblebees come out and that distinctive bumble sound that you can hear them coming by. I'm not ever worried because they don't usually land on me, and if they do, they fly away. But get back in touch with the wonder, with your sense of connection with not only this planet on which we live and the people who are here, but the universe itself. Perhaps step outside at night, and on a night when the light pollution isn't so bad, catch a glimpse of the stars. In the early evening, catch on the horizon images of the planets, the reflective planets, the bright lights out there. And remember, you're part of something so much bigger and so amazing. And we're all a part of that. In me, it elicits awe and wonder. It slows me down. Listening to nature is something that our indigenous ancestors did regularly. They saw themselves as deeply connected to the rhythms of the seasons and harvest and planting and the coldness of winter. All of that was part of listening to what the divine has to speak in your life. So cultivate that sense of wonder. I invite you to, in this season, look at the small faces of children, if you don't have any of your own, at the mall Santa, the ones that aren't screaming because they're afraid of them. Look around at the wonder in your neighbors' faces, and look at nature itself. Catch a glimpse of wonder. And remember, you're part of something so, so big, and the divine is being revealed to us in every moment of our lives, mirroring back to us who we are and where we fit. Just a thought for today. Remember, you're infinitely precious and unconditionally loved for the gift that you already are. Have a wonderful and wonder-filled season.